Hello everyone again. In this lecture we want to make another linear regression model based on built-in data sets in Sklearn. In this lecture we use diabetes data sets. So to start we need import something from Sklearn, import everything, and from Sklearn we need import data sets and a linear model. After it we need some measurement to measure our accuracy. Right, Sklearn dot metric, import mean square error, mean squared error, and R2 score, and accuracy score. Alright, we need some plot library to visualize our output. So from matplotlib, matplotlib.pyplot, import everything and import matplot .pyplot as a plt, and finally import numpy as np, import numpy as np. So build your codes to see the input, output, and possible error. We have some error here from Sklearn data set. We missed it, this S, and build it again. Alright, we have no error, so we must load our database to this code. So define diabetes equals to datasets dot load underline diabetes. Alright, by using this line of code, our data generated, and we can use it to generate our input and output data. So you can use x equal to diabetes dot data, and we want to use third columns of this data set. So write np dot new access and use 3 for it, and build your data, your code to see the possible output error. We have no error here. You can see the x by using print x dot shape. Okay, as you can see, we have a vector with 442 rows and 1 columns. Then we go to define our output. So write y equals to diabetes dot target. Alright, we generate our X and Y data. We must split them into train and test data to test and train our regression model. So we must use train test split function as follows. So write x train, y train, x test, and y test, and use cross validation dot train test split, and we use x, y, and we must define our test size dimension. I use 30% for test size. So write this command test size equals to 0.3, and it generates 70% of all of data as a trained data, and 30% of them generated as a test data. Alright, after it we must build our model. So write reg equal to linear model dot linear regression. This code generates a linear regression model for us and put it in reg parameter or reg variable. To train our model, we must use fit command and train our model with x train and y train. This command train our regression model, our linear regression model, with x train and y train, and create appropriate coefficient for our linear model. After it, we must see the output of this model for test data. So we need to define some prediction variable like ypred as follows. So ypred equal to reg dot predict, and we use x test for prediction. Now we can see the coefficients of